All right. Well, good morning. It's Miss Madden once again. You have got some adverb practices here. We've included some extra parts of four-level analysis, but we're only going to track the parts that we really have to do and know at this point, and then the rest I'll kind of do for those of you that are ready to move on. All right, so we're going to start with this first sentence. The ER doctor found that 4 of his ribs were badly broken. So the is an article adjective. ER is modifying doctor. Doctor's a noun, so ER would then be an adjective. Found is an action verb. And that is the end of that clause. Let me get a pen that works. That we don't really know yet, so we're going to come back to it. For is kind of a weird one. It's acting as a noun, and I'll explain that in a second. Of his ribs, of is a prep. His is a possessive pronoun, and ribs is a noun. Were is a linking verb. Badly ends in ly and modifies broken, and broken is an adjective, which makes badly an adverb. Okay? Now that's the only part that we really have to get done right now. We can do the articles, adjectives, nouns, action verbs, because we've worked on linking verbs, and it's not a linking verb. Am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been, has, had, do, does, did, may, might, must, can, could, shall, should, will, would, appear, become, feel, grow, look, remain, seem, smell, sound, stay, taste. So therefore, since it's not there, therefore it has to be an action verb. Okay? That you kind of know, because we did it at the beginning, that it's a relative pronoun. But it's okay if you don't get that yet, because it's separating two clauses, which causes some issues here. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go find our predicate. Found is your action verb predicate. Who or what found? The doctor found. Okay? And that is a standalone clause, independent clause. It can stand on its own. But it almost feels like it's not really done, and that's why it's attached to that 4 of his ribs were badly broken. So this whole thing right here is acting as a noun clause, dependent clause, because it's like it's acting like a direct object. But you don't need to know that yet, so okay. So let's go to were, linking verb predicate. Who or what were? 4 were, and they were broken, and that's going to be a PA. Okay? Let's finish out our prepositional phrase. All prepositional phrases end in an object of the preposition with a noun or a pronoun. And of his ribs is modifying 4, and an adjective can modify a noun. Okay? We have an independent clause and a dependent clause, which makes that a complex declarative. Now, don't panic. Anything written in red, you are not responsible for, so celebrate. If you got the purple part done, you're good to go. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to skip after. I is a personal pronoun. In this case, it's acting as a subject. We'll get to that in just a second. Played is an action verb, and football is a noun. On Saturday morning is a prepositional phrase. On is a preposition. Morning is a noun, and Saturday is modifying morning, so Saturday is an adjective in this case. You've got a comma, which is a separation of clauses here. My is a possessive pronoun, acting as an adjective modifying back, which is a noun, and is tying these two things together. So back and arms are both nouns, and is a coordinating conjunction. Were is a linking verb, and tired is an adjective, and really is modifying tired and ends in ly, so really in this case is acting as an adverb. Okay, so that's the part you have to do. Now let's see what we can do. Okay, played. Action verb predicate. Who or what played? I played, and what did we play? Football, and since it's an action verb, it's going to be a direct object. Get rid of your object of the preposition and your prepositional phrase. After I played football, well, when did I play? I played on Saturday morning. That's going to be an adverb. By the way, after here is acting as a subordinating conjunction. And a subordinating conjunction beginning a clause is going to be a dependent clause. And it's going to be an adverb because it's answering the question when. Okay. Go to my predicate, linking verb predicate. Who or what were? Well, my back and arms were tired. Now, this is a really good example of why we track our action verb and our linking verb. If you have an action verb, you can have a direct object and possibly an indirect object. If you have a linking verb, you can no longer have a direct object or an indirect object. It has to be a subject complement predicate adjective or a subject complement predicate noun, and you will not have both. It will go to the last thing. Okay? We'll get to it. Don't panic. All right, there are no phrases here. My back and arms are really tired is an independent clause, stands by itself. Again, we have a dependent and an independent, so that makes it a complex declarative. If you didn't get the red, it's okay, because you're only responsible for the purple. Okay. Anxiously ends in ly. I think it is an adverb, but I'm going to come back at it. The is an article adjective. Mother is a noun. Of the injured child is going to be a prep phrase. Of is a prep. The is an article adjective. Child is a noun, and injured is answering which child. So injured is an adjective. Paste is an action verb. The is an article adjective. Floor is a noun. Of the hospital is your prepositional phrase. The is an article adjective, and hospital is noun. Now, anxiously is modifying how she paced. To what extent did she pace? So it is an adverb. All right, that's it for the parts you have to have. Let's go do the parts you don't. All right, let's get rid of our prepositional phrases first. Prepositional phrase is always in a noun or a pronoun, which makes an object the preposition. Identify them as prepositional phrases. Which mother? The mother of the injured child, that's an adjective. And of the hospital, which floor? The floor of the hospital, that is also an adjective. So our prepositional phrases are gone, so you can actually read the sentence as though they're not there. Anxiously, the mother paced the floor. It's really helpful to get rid of your prepositional phrases because then you know what you're working with, okay? All right, go to your predicate. Paced is action verb predicate. Who or what paced? The mother paced. The mother paced what or who? She paced the floor. It's going to be a direct object. You have one subject predicate set, which makes it an independent clause, and therefore it is a simple declarative. Again, if you only got the purple, that's great. If you're still struggling, it's okay. I promise you're going to get there.